The first Super Mario game, I know the sonics of it by heart. And why is that? What's going on?
Wolfgang Plagge is a talented Norwegian composer and pianist. A former child prodigy and now a bona fide genius.
What happens here? Echoes.
I invited myself to Wolfgang's grand piano room to talk about Super Mario.
Yes.
The music of Super Mario, to be precise. This one is relatable for all of us. So here's my friend, Wolfgang Plagge.
Wolfgang, I grew up in the generation that I grew up with video games. So video games has always, yes, it's played a key role in my since I was young. And the first game I ever played was Super Mario.
Of course, so yes. Mine was also Super Mario and the Space Invaders.
Oh yeah.
Beep 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 beep. Yeah, all the way.
Space Invaders. I'm too young for Space Invaders. But Super Mario, I was like, that was my first game, and something that has fascinated me when I've become older is that these video games had some very distinct soundtracks. Yes. Soundtracks that still sticks with me. I know the first Super Mario game. I know the sonics of it by heart.
So do I.
And why is that?
Well,
what's going on? Can you show us?
Yeah, several reasons. Also, on this piano,
yeah.
It's hard to get the real experience of this icy cold first generation sound generator of that time, you know. Because yeah. This only sinus sounds, but still they can give a kind of sort of impression. And first of all, you have to mention that the composer of all this was a human being. He was a very much alive person who actually managed to create a certain universe of sound, which matched the movements of the computer-generated figures totally.
And also, he was limited to the 8 bits or whatever it was.
Yes.
So he had to make something that would work. You couldn't have like a whole symphony orchestra to help you. You had to work with only a few notes.
Exactly. This is the same, still the same time where you came up with the first multi-tonal phones, you know, also by Nokia, for instance. Yes. And this little theme, which was also a sensation because it was the first time you had something else and suddenly, and still, I mean, if I creep into a concert hall or a church or something and I find a piano or an organ and I play, here we go. Still, it's fun. And this is 40 years ago, but still, this also happened in the 80s, you know. And what Koji Kondo did, he was a fantastic composer. He actually managed to create this universe of something unseen. Nobody had seen this before. No. And so he goes in there and creates, like you say, an 8-bit universe of sound, which is specifically targeting an atmosphere. Who was Super Mario? He was Italian, you know. Yeah. So how do you make Italian music if you have only a computer and you also have your 8 bits and what do? You need your pizza. So he creates this specific sound of Italian language in his music already. Okay. For instance, using block chords, those ones, for instance.
Yes.
Oh, well. So this is already a very interesting feature. And then he goes into the American way of being Italian, like you also find in...
Probably smart because of marketing purposes.
Exactly. And also, if you go into the Lady and the Tramp universe of Disney, for instance, you have the same, my good friend, the Tramp. And so it sounds and it tastes American as well. And the beginning could be Scott Joplin. Okay. It really could be Scott Joplin. So it has a specific...
Who's Scott Joplin?
He was a fantastic... American composer of first generation ragtime music. So this is as a rhythm is ragtime.
Ragtime.
Yes. And also this is absolutely
and the block chords.
Yes.
Also.
And then going and this is a very interesting combination of thirds. which you find basically in ragtime music, and this rhythm is typical
Yes.
for, and also for instance, this is everything is clear-cut ragtime. Okay. But this specific falling series of chords, you find it also with Rachmaninoff. For instance, this is Rachmaninoff music. There comes the whole ending of the. That's Rachmaninoff actually. Yeah. And then you go. Same series. So this is not new, but it's the specific ambience, the specific coloring of American Italian music on the first generation computer. And so he manages to take that specific imagery, and you see little Italian guy Mario. Yeah. You know he's making pizza, and his brother is also helping making the pizza. And you hear this music, and you're lost in your own imagination world, actually, of being Italian pizza maker.
Yeah, but there's also, so that's the opening or the main theme. Yeah. But you have all this different. I remember when it gets into the grotto, into the dark also, space, it's dangerous.
Oh yeah, I've heard some. For instance, this is also the underworld, for instance.
The underworld, exactly. The underworld.
Oh yeah. What happens here? So you hear, and you hear echoes. Oh, yeah. So what do we hear in water? Oh, so again. Remember, you are first generation 8-bit processors here, and still we have echo. So actually, with those echoes, you create a huge distance. Yeah. So if you just go, no distance. No. The distance actually comes from that you are using the physical distance of loud and soft. Then suddenly you have this feeling of really going somewhere else.
Yeah, and you have this crazy in that song. I don't know if you have it here, but you have the
yeah. Oh yeah, that was also this. They're going. Yeah. That's again also creating. Help! This is. They're going to take me. You know, they take me. You're going to take me away. So this is also again a way of creating imagery. This is about making images and music.
But what sets this apart? Because it sounds so very different from traditional movie soundtracks. It's extremely childish in a sense. It's
childish, but also hugely intelligent because it needs to be seen as a way of giving life to something dead. Yeah. Because even if you see those images, and you can prove that by taking the sound away, for instance, from a video game, still, even also in very sophisticated modern video games, if you take away the sounds, it gets extremely two-dimensional. Even if you are into a kind of visionary landscape, which looks very 3- and 4-dimensional. Take away the sound and it gets into your face.
The sound is basically the fourth dimension, I think.
Yes, absolutely. And also the way you need to take care of the space between sounds, for instance. Yeah. So if I say, I'm going to give you a present, and the present is a Ferrari, I say, oh, wow. But that came type of little too fast. I have a present for you. It's what is it?
Yeah.
Hey, are you nuts? Yeah. So you can actually create attention by actually postponing, even procrastinating what you're saying. Yeah. And that is also the fascinating thing of music. You can use music to procrastinate events happening.
But this goes back to people talking from where I come from, more pop music and rock music and jazz and stuff. Mm-hmm. Drummers, they talk about a good groove is based on not the notes or the sounds you're making, but the space between them.
Absolutely.
And it's all about if it's like perfectly quantized, it's not necessarily the best groove. You have to have like the right space. It has to lag in the right way for it to feel good for the human ear.
Remember this?
Yes. That's when he's swimming.
Exactly. Can you think of swimming in anything else than a rhythm of 3 here? Because this is a waltz, actually.
It's a waltz.
That means he's dancing in the water.
Yeah.
And that's actually the picture we're having in our heads still. Who dances in water? Come on.
Mario?
He does, exactly.
Yeah.
So again, you have this specific idea of something unusual. Even in the water, he does something you don't expect him to do. He's dancing. Yeah. So if I would play, for instance, this specific tune like this. It's not in the water anymore. No. But if it goes... You see him?
Yeah, it's more down, it's more...
Exactly.
Yeah. It flows. It's watery.
And here, Kondo has actually managed to put in which is a very famous Italian song.
Yeah.
So you have this is directly copied from an Italian song. And again, it creates an ambience which is absolutely flabbergasting. So ingenious writing, ingenious use of sound, ingenious use of the 4th dimension. Yeah.